Welcome to Rock Shop Talk. Our show talks best practices, fun anecdotes, and the latest cutting-edge technology in our field to kick your screen printing gears into hyperdrive. Today's episode features the T-shirt hustle with T-shirt side hustle. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be right back. All right, here we go. We are live now. Check it out.
Again?
Look at us, live again.
Oh, hey,
right there. And right there. So many cameras. What are we doing?
All right, we ready?
Let's do it.
All right, I will do it right this time.
Thank you for that.
But you have to promise to do it right this time.
I'll think about it.
Okay, let's make sure technology. Hey everyone, welcome back. All right, here we go. I want to welcome everybody back to Rock Shop Talk, your one-stop rock shop where we talk all things screen printing. I am ROQ US President Ross Hunter. Alongside me today, of course, as always, is our creative director, Mr. Mel Caps.
Hey.
And today we are here to talk the T-shirt hustle with Stan Banks of T-shirt Side Hustle. What's up, man?
Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming, man. This is awesome. So here we are, Thursday, right before the show starts. Long Beach, California. It's so gorgeous out.
Beautiful.
You can't see it
We
today,
can't see out. There's no windows.
but it's amazing.
Oh, there's one big bay door open.
Yeah.
We get a glimpse of sunshine.
Yeah.
But we'll get to go enjoy that later.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah, it's exciting. So we're here in booths 1401, 1301, and 1311. Right in the front of the convention center. Pretty exciting. We moved from our normal atrium location, which I miss. I love that location.
It was a nice vibe in
was
2020.
cool.
Just coming through that little area. It was
Right?
It was good. And it had windows.
Yeah.
It
the
had
sun
windows.
is so great.
It had tile or
Right.
marble even.
Yeah.
Now we're on concrete because carpet. They're not doing carpet in the aisles. That's one big thing that changed this year. Which is they're trying to be. It's an eco-friendly movement, which is exciting.
That.
So we opted to also be eco-friendly and not
actually
pay
have an
$15,000 for carpet.
I was gonna say, did you decide? Yeah, definitely.
And we have a press that's eco-friendly.
It's an eco.
It's called an eco.
It's eco-friendlier. Yeah,
Eco-friendlier.
absolutely.
There it is.
How so?
Well, I just said that. I don't really know how so.
It saves.
It saves on energy. You need less air to run it. It's more efficient, which I guess saves you time, which then gives you more time to plant trees
Indeed.
and recycle.
And think of the inks that isn't being wasted because you can be so particular.
That's absolutely true.
You know?
Makes sense.
It does.
Little things.
It is the little things for sure.
True that.
So we've got some cool stuff happening at the show.
Lots of cool stuff.
Obviously, the booth, we decided to come full force, even though we're in kind of the middle of, this pandemic, and we're hoping people come. We did poll everyone, so that was good. We had a great team that volunteered to be here with us, which was awesome. So shout out to our ROQ US team for battling through this and making it happen. But we've got 3 presses. We've got a ROQ Now full digital machine. We've got our ROQ Hybrid digital. We've got a full folding line that's set up for shipping labels. So we've got poly mailer plastic on us. We're putting FedEx labels live. We have dryers galore.
Lots of dryers. You're going to be so dry here.
Yeah. We were supposed to have Saudi Laser and Saudi Auto Scooper. Unfortunately, the weather in Chicago held up their truck. But Saudi's here, so the equipment will be here in spirit. And at least people have someone to talk to. A lot of great sponsors in our booth this year. We've got Allmade, we've got Steps.io, we've got Made Lab, Creative Situation, Reese Supply, McLogan Supply, CIT, Screen Printing Magazine, Set Sales. We got a lot going on.
Lots.
And what's cool is all the rest of our partners are right here. We got Tubelight across the aisle. We got Vastex across the aisle. So we're all right here in the front of the show, ready
really
to talk to you.
Yeah, really.
Other than the concrete.
Right. Aside from that. But
it feels like a shop.
Just wear some comfortable shoes, you'll be fine.
Right.
I screwed up. I only brought one pair of shoes, or the ones I'm wearing, and I'm gonna really hate my life on Sunday.
That's like tip number 1. You gotta wear comfortable shoes coming to the show.
You know what's funny is I've been doing shows for 14 years now. used to teach at a lot of these and do the education. And I have a relationship with Chuck Taylor's. And every year I would tell myself, don't wear Chucks. And I'd wear them.
And you pay for it later?
You pay for it really bad, yeah.
It's almost worth going to buy a pair of cross trainers or something, though, if you don't have them, just because, like, moving around the show, being on your feet.
Right.
And you're walking around all day. It's just better to have comfortable shoes and an empty book bag.
Yeah, true that. And it goes further than that because we do the show all day, right. And then we all go network until the wee hours of the morning in Long Beach and get very little sleep, so your body can't recover.
So come do that. It'll be great.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Party.
We've got some cool other stuff going on. So Screen Printing Magazine's editor-in-chief Adrian Palmer and ROQ US's own Nicole Pape are hosting a Women Rock, a Unite Together panel discussion featuring the Women in Screen Printing Awards winners, and we're doing a happy hour on Friday from 3 to 5. Which came at a very large request from Machine Gun Graphics. So if you're out there listening, yes, we will have alcohol in the booth from 3 to 5 on Friday. We've got live music by Josh Klein of Funk Norris and Ryan Schaffenberger with the Point Foundation in the booth on this stage that we're sitting on right now. So we have some live music in here. And then we've got education all day Friday, all day Saturday. Every 30 minutes there's a new speaker coming up, and we're hearing from a lot of the people that are sponsoring in the booth. So I got Gavin's taking a picture of us right now. What's up, Gavin?
School of Rock. We're gonna have it.
It is the School of Rock.
Yeah.
So see, he's good at that
man,
too. Coming in with the plugs.
Give him a race.
So Gavin's going to be talking about Seps.io. We've got Printavo talking about Printavo, Creative Situation talking about graphic design.
I like Creative Situations, but
they're great.
I watched them and I went to the Print Hustlers, and it was just everything was just well put together.
That's awesome.
And like cutting edge of a sort, had a nice flow. They do some great work.
They do, and they wear really cool jackets.
The gold jackets.
That's really important.
Gold jacket.
I do too. Maybe they'll bring me one.
No, you should get you got to get a green shirt, a rock jacket. You got to get the blue.
Like
maybe they can make me one in their style.
I'm pretty sure they can get that.
I like that. Green jacket.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. They did the designs actually on all of our presses this year. So we've got a really cool Coolio design. Because Coolio is playing our really cool
It's happening
concert
tomorrow, or Saturday rather.
Yeah, Saturday.
Saturday evening, y'all. It's going to be so freaking fun.
We kind of went 90s themes with our friends. So creative, and they do great with that. When it's some like old school cool art, I mean, they were a creative situation when it came to these prints. So we don't have any sponsor logos or anything on our shirts. I wanted to do something this year that was actual merch. So you're leaving with something that you'll wear.
That's right.
Yeah. Right. Which is nice.
I love that idea.
Because I used to get all this stuff, right? You go to all these booths, you get it all, and then you wear it to bed.
Right.
I used to tell my customers that, like, hey, you want shirts? Cool. We can get you a Gildan and something that, but if you really want to focus on getting your brand out there, put it on something soft that people wear out Friday night. Maybe going to the mall to get something to go out. They're not going to wear it out. But just give them something they'll feel comfortable in. So go with their premium shirt, you'll get more value out of it instead of trying to save $2-3 or something like that. But
absolutely.
Nice tip for you guys.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference. We printed on all made shirts in the booth, so got a bunch of different styles and colors going on there, so that's going to be awesome. And then we've got our big main event. The show must go on.
The show must rock on.
Kind of our
rock on. Come on, man.
No, again, I can't do it.
Remember, our company's called Rock.
Do you need a job in marketing with us? Because I can't. Is it called Rock?
It is. Are you kidding me?
I thought it was just ROQ. Is that what I would say? We say Rock?
It's killing me, Smalls.
Oh, your computer froze.
Cool.
But we're going to keep going. So Merrill's going to fix whatever's going on with our recording, and we're going to keep...
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We're going to rock on.
We're going to rock on. That's right.
Just be sure to speak up, and we'll be good.
So the show must rock on. Saturday night, 5:30. We've got musical guests. Gallo Live, who's an old buddy of mine. He actually lives right down the street here on Pine. He's played music at a lot of our events. He opened for Sugar Ray last year when we did the
2020.
I just want to say last year. It feels
It should have been last year.
This is the sequel.
It makes me feel like it's only been a year that we've been dealing with this. If I just say last year, but open for them. He's going to be here with his band, putting on a great performance, and opening up for Coolio, who will close the show. We're going to try to see if we can get him to wear a rock hat, because I think that would be just the coolest picture on the face of the planet.
It'll be a fantastic voyage.
It would be. It's going to be a fantastic voyage. So that's at 5:30 to 7:30 tomorrow. So come join us. You have to get a ticket from our booth. So if you are listening to this now, if you're listening to it on Friday and you're here at the show, come to the booth, get a ticket. You got to have a badge, because we've got to follow the vaccination protocols and everything that's going on here at the show. And come join us for some drinks and some great music. We had our last episode, our first
of the
episode of the season last time.
Yep. We featured Ryan Schraffenberger's music.
We did.
And today's episode, we're featuring the music of Josh Pine, who will also be performing here in the booth, I believe, both days, Friday and Saturday. So come check him out. That should be, I believe, 1 to 2 for Josh.
1 to something like that. I don't have the schedule. We posted the schedule on Instagram.
Be sure to follow at ROQ US, and you check out all.
Where's the show? The show is in Long Beach, California. Hop on a plane.
Indeed.
When I came in 2020, I never understood so much drama in the LBC until I got here and was walking around the streets and I saw LBC, and something about it just triggered me to know. It was my first time ever on the West Coast. So
really?
That was it was 2020. It was a cool little fact. Like, you sing the song, you have no idea what you're saying, and then it just registered walking across the street.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. So, Stan.
Yeah.
Tell us about you, how you got in the industry, what you're doing, and let's let the audience know that don't know who you are, who you are.
I got in the industry. I was doing photography, actually, and I was trying to promote my photography business. That's it. That's how I got here today. It's crazy.
So promoting it through images on shirts?
I was just trying to put my logo on a shirt, and it was like the longest process. I started with Ryan Nets. Actually had a terrible, and then I got Ryan Nets DIY kit, mounted it to my mom's dryer in the basement, and started printing, and then quickly transitioned. I was standing on screens and had a problem burning with the floodlight and stuff like that, but that's where I got my start. In 2017, I started a YouTube channel, teaching everybody what I knew and what I had learned, just because I thought it was a great side hustle. A lot of people around me were always asking me, they needed more money and trying to make ends meet. So if you needed $300,000, $500,000 extra a month, I felt t-shirts was the perfect side hustle. Because I felt like out of all of the businesses, I tried my degrees in computer science, programming, I've done a lot of businesses. But overall, I felt like once I said I make shirts, they just started coming, and I never had to really market. So I thought it was a great side hustle. So in 2017, I started a YouTube channel. And over time, it just grew naturally. I never had a viral video or anything like that. But, being able to educate people gravitated towards it, and helped a lot of people start in the industry.
That's awesome. And is this full time now, or is it truly a side hustle?
I don't have much time to print shirts anymore. So right now, I'm actually in the process of trying to build a shop that I don't have to do work in.
Awesome.
And so I'm doing a little bit of. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not a great people manager, which is what I know is my downside. So it's a work in progress, but stores, I have a storefront still open. And I'm just trying to put the process in place right now to not have to be the one doing the work. And I think a lot of us get caught up in that. So I'm learning a lot of tough lessons about hiring and trying to figure the SOPs and stuff. And things that you don't think about.
All those fun acronyms that we've heard for years, and then all of a sudden you're like, I should Google what that is.
Yes, definitely. So it's been a process, but
awesome.
Enjoying it.
That's awesome, man. And would this be your 5th year then?
This would be, so I started printing full time in 2011.
Oh, wow.
In 2011, I started actually kind of dabbling in photography, and then we made the transition. I started learning in 2009. And then 2017 was when the YouTube channel started.
Okay.
And that's where.
So that's where the side
Yeah.
hustle began, was
Yes.
2017, but you've been kind of building this
Yeah.
this business up until then. It's cool, you know. I used to own a screen printing business as well, here in Los Angeles, and I taught classes for years. So I taught other people how to get into the business. They were live. And I can't tell you how many like firefighters, police would come through those classes for a side hustle. And it was they work 410s, they've got time off, and interestingly, a lot of them after the side hustle ended up quitting their job and growing really big businesses. So it's awesome that you're teaching people how to do that are currently working. And it's definitely something that's needed in the industry.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it's a way to freedom, and then once you get started, everybody has a similar story. Mine was photography. Some people may have been, they wanted to print for their band and they wanted to do something small. And every once in a while you meet somebody who kind of inherited a business or walked in and they had like a higher start where they came in with some money or hiring equipment. But most people got into it out of their house or their garage, and then they started making money. They're like, wait, this is, I can take this serious. So, and I think, laying that foundation, because you can take it as far as you want to go and do those things. So I think, what you're saying is true. You end up retiring or doing something and you have another way or something, a hobby that you can turn into a full-time job.
That's awesome. How soon into it did you decide on the name?
I wanted T-shirt hustle, but somebody was parked on the domain and just some horrible T-shirt design. So I added the side hustle. It came naturally. I'm really good at like picking names for stuff. Yeah. Or when you hear it, oh, that's it. And I felt like T-shirt side hustle because I had got my first job in 2016. Because I felt like I needed the health insurance benefits, and it's something else you got to figure out as an entrepreneur, and doing different things. So that I was at a job doing security, but I didn't care about the money per se, but it gave me a chance to sit down and organize what I was doing. So when I went to the shop, I was more focused instead of just sitting around the shop all day. Sometimes you get caught up in that, but it came to me naturally until I got this job. And man, it was kind of not the job was really my side hustle if I looked at it, because I was not making as much money. But it was a difference. That was my first job ever, and you get comfortable in doing some things like that. So it kind of came naturally.
That's awesome. So it's interesting. So you started teaching people on YouTube 2017, and now your business, not just the YouTube piece, but your actual printing business, you're kind of starting on this new journey now of, trying to get it to a place where it can run itself, you can step away. So are you going to start teaching business as you kind of go through this journey? Or are you taking your audience kind of through it about, learning operating procedures and hiring and is it kind of take an evolution into that stage?
Yeah, definitely. I think YouTube for me, and it's a ton of talented people on YouTube, right? And one of my things was everything that I do is an actual job. I wasn't like coming up with the craziest idea. No, this is what I'm doing today and this is what I'm filming,
That's cool.
And I'm in a place right now on my YouTube journey where it's like, I should be probably making beginner videos because they'll get me more views and stuff like that. But it takes everything in me not to. So now I'm starting to have higher conversations. As I meet people, they're sharing some things with me and I'm learning. Right. I'm taking those conversations back to trying to figure out, as I learn them, to teach them to the audience. I think, it's a vehicle, and everything about life is a journey, and if I can take you, hey, right now I had a conversation about, hey, do you own your job or do you own a business, right? Because I thought I had a business for a long time. I was making good money and able to survive off of it, but at the same time, it was, if I left, if I did anything, if I got sick, there was no money to be made. So then I realized now it's like, hey, do you want to own a job or do you want to own a business? So now, as I transition to trying to own a business, it's kind of hard not to jump in. It's like, get out the way, I'll do it myself. It's not getting done right.
It's extremely hard.
Sitting back, and the worst part is it kind of costs you money, to teach people and to go through it. But understanding that the bigger picture is, if you want to own a business, you can't be doing it day to day. You have to really put things in place. So as I learn, my thing is to teach the audience the same, because it'll help you progress through life.
It's awesome.
Okay.
And I think it's a big gap in our industry. teaching that business aspect. There's a lot of people that get into this. They're creative. They want to side hustle. They want to try to make extra money. They learn how to print, which is fantastic. And it's hard. I mean, there's a lot involved in screen printing. But that piece of education on how do you take it to the next level, how do you get out of your business and work on it instead of in it, which is a great book, The E-Myth Revisited. If you haven't read it, the audience hasn't read it, E-Myth Revisited.
Michael Gerber.
Is Michael Gerber. It's the best business book I've ever read, and that's what it's about. It's about how to work on your business, because we can't be the printer and the manager and the owner and the accountant and the entrepreneur do any of that right effectively, and you have to identify who are you in your business. You know,
who do you want to be? I think, right? Like,
absolutely.
The first thing a lot of people are asking now, like, well, how do you know how to hire, when to hire? First, I'm on a big perspective change, right? Stop thinking about how much it's going to cost you. What is it? Like, you're buying your time back. So what do you get to do with the time that you're paying for? Through somebody else's? That's one huge thing. I haven't done any courses at this given moment, right? And my first course has nothing to do with print. It's crazy. It's called Organize Your Hustle. Right? So for so long, you know, and it's not t-shirt centric, but obviously I think it can go with any industry. But for so long, we're just hustling, right? You're making money and you're doing it, but just understanding where it's going and how it's going and how to just do something simple. You know, you have to get a business license. Forget the business license. Forget the business bank account. Just get a separate bank account so you can understand, because a lot of stuff, like, you take cash in, you never make it to the bank. You know, it just never happens. So over time, I had to learn little things like transferring money. If I got cash, I would just transfer it from my personal into this business account that I had, just so that I would be disciplined and know that the business is making money. But like, I think a lot of those little lessons, like what you're talking about, are really, really important, and organizing what you're doing so that way you can set your path and figure out where you want to go in the moment.
Absolutely. That's great advice.
Yeah.
And that's what we need more of that. I mean, just so much more of that, which is something we're really focusing on too this year.
Absolutely.
You know, we can teach printing, but like, when we're partnering with these people's businesses and we're giving them tools, essentially, we want to make sure that they're successful. And I think that business component, learning ROI, understanding how you make your money back on investments and all that kind of stuff is just so important.
I think for companies like you guys, I think that's important, because, like, you know, everybody wants to sell, right? But you get more out of having people be successful with what you sold. And I think a lot of companies are making that transition, but they truly don't understand, like, that educational piece of, you know, hey, you got this auto machine, but how do you include the cost of your auto machine into how many shirts you're printing a month? And these are like numbers and things that people get afraid of or they run from. But, you know, it comes like, maybe, hey, you're printing this many shirts, maybe it's like 30 cents a shirt that you can add on to a cost for your equipment, you know, and different things like that. So it's definitely important that you guys are investing in education.
Well, for a lot of people, this is the scariest purchase they've ever made in their life. And what's interesting is, if you actually look at it as an industry, the equipment itself, running your business correctly, you're doing everything, you know, the right way, you're hustling correctly, the equipment's the cheapest part of what you do. But it's hard to realize, because when you go into it and you see that bill for $100,000, you're like, oh my God, what's going on right now?
Time, man.
Yeah.
The perspective of it, you know, like the time and pulling the squeegee and adding multiple colors now, because you don't have to worry about, you know, pulling all. You know, it is a scary thing, and it doesn't have to be. But it comes from companies like you guys educating people on how to really change their perspective. You know. It's cool.
It comes from people like you teaching, you know, how to organize what you're doing. I mean, those little things, I mean, make a huge difference. So,
it'd be awesome to have you back too for more of that.
Oh yeah,
we do more of those.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of conferences and stuff, so it'd be cool to get you involved in teaching from that perspective, because it definitely is needed. So, let's take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll continue talking about the hustle.
Awesome.
Rock on.
Rock on.
Ready for digital? Adding the ROQ Hybrid Digital Press to the ROQ Oval Screen Printing Press is the simplest and least involved process in the ROQ automated fleet. The ROQ Hybrid takes only one print position rather than what is required on the ROQ Carousel. For more ways to press onward, rock your way online at roq.us or call 1-87-ROCKET now. That's 877-674-8669.
I want to welcome everybody back to Rock Shop Talk, your one-stop rock shop where we talk all things screen printing. I'm ROQ US President Ross Hunter. Alongside me, as always, is our creative producer, Mr. Merrill Caps. And today we are here talking about the T-shirt hustle with Stan Banks of the T-shirt side hustle. Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome, welcome. And over the break, we heard from Josh Klein of Funk North, visiting us from the East Coast, PA represent, and checking out some of his renditions of Julio's music, who you can also see live this weekend. See both of these incredible gentlemen on Saturday, and you can see Josh on Friday as well, right here on the booth.
Yeah.
And the big show is going to be at the Pacific Lobby in the Long Beach Convention Center.
They also call it the Arena Lobby, which I didn't realize until earlier today, because on their floor plan it's labeled Pacific Lobby, but if you talk to anyone who works at the convention center, they call it the Arena Lobby.
I thought this whole thing was an aquarium.
Right.
Right?
And I came in 20, I'm like, well, where's the...
It is a cool painting, and it does
Yeah.
trip you out the side of the building, for sure.
At least we have Pacific Lobby on everything that we printed.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they'll figure it out. It'll be really loud.
Okay,
So
yeah.
go where
True
the
that.
noise is. Yeah, exactly.
Indeed. Print is paradise.
Rock on.
Rock
Look
on.
at that.
There you
I did
go.
it.
Finally.
So we're here at the show, Stan. What are you most looking forward to at the show? And what have you learned from the community that people are most interested in, maybe not interested in, coming to an event like this?
I think for me, I'm interested in all new technology. You know, just
Like
seeing
that?
what's new. I like to cover what's new,
Right.
and you know, expose the internet to things that people can't come to the show, or in this case, wanted to come to the show but decided it's probably not a good thing for them to do. So you know, DTF is hot right now. I see you guys doing some new printing with the
ROQ now?
Yeah, the digital machine.
Full digital.
And learning about that. So I think those things are super interesting and things that I'll cover and talk about. Other than that, man, it's really, for me, it's about meeting people, you know, and getting out here and meeting people. And I'm pretty sure for you guys, meeting your customers, and then, you know, just hearing about their stories and how they're doing, and, you know, if there's ways you can help, or just to hear, you know, the print industry and the print stories going strong. So for me.
Absolutely. It's the networking to me is by far, you know, the biggest value. I mean, it's obviously from our perspective, we're bringing equipment because we want everyone to see the new technology, be able to touch it, be able to learn about it, you know, which is a really big deal. But the relationships you create at these events are
Priceless.
You know, they're priceless, and they last a lifetime. I mean, I can't tell you how many hugs, although it's COVID, we'll see what happens
COVID
with the
hugs.
hugs. I'm not allowed no hugs.
Elbow and fist bumps.
Elbow fist
and
bump. I got my first elbow today. Actually, I haven't had anyone do that yet.
Really?
I went to fist bump and I got the cold shoulder turn.
Chicken wing?
And
The chicken
I
wing?
did. I got the chicken wing.
I like that.
That was it's just different.
Yeah.
And the show's a lot different this year. We were talking about it before we had a technical issue, but you know, we talked a little earlier. A little bit smaller this year.
Yep.
For obvious reasons. We really wanted to come out and support the community. I mean, for us, that was the biggest driver in this, was making sure that we're here because people need education. They need to see equipment. They need to see new blanks. I mean, we talk about all these other vendors out here, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, the blank game right now, it'd be good to go talk to these people because I know there's a lot of folks that can't get shirts and they want to figure out what is available.
I'm looking for some gray hoodies right now. I just took a school some different options because the graphite heather gray is like it's going in medium and large use and a few different sizes. So, you know, getting out and seeing what is available, talking to the blank company is really, really important because without the blank,
we're all a bunch of brokers at that point. That's awesome. Well, maybe they'll have Heather Gray here, and you can walk around with a trade show bag and get enough samples to fill an order, right?
You said something earlier about being, you know, that we are here to support the community, to support this event. But I wanted to throw in that it's a real nice opportunity to be able to demonstrate that we can do these things in a safer way. We can do those things and be responsible about it and not have to limit either way, as long as we're demonstrating that constantly.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
It's nice to see the community coming together to do that and not really having any issue with it.
Yeah, I think when you guys put out the Instagram story, it was important, because without knowing everybody's in limbo trying to figure out what was going to happen, how it was going to be, and this is usually a show a lot of people travel for, and I think the beauty is we're in LA and the print industry is heavy here.
Right.
No matter what happens, I've been to Atlantic City, which is the show I've been going to since 2011 probably. It was very, very depressing. Now I went to Texas and I had a good sign after Texas, so I'm like,
Texas felt good.
yeah,
It was good.
If you would have went to Atlantic City, I don't know if you would have went to Atlantic City, you'd have been pumped about it. And coming back around to where we are now, it's I had high hopes, and then we had this last little COVID break, so it was nerve-wracking to see what was going to happen, but I had very, very high hopes after leaving Texas, and just to be out and get out and see it, and it's important because you learn so much, you see so much, and my favorite thing about the shows is you see what's possible. A lot of these people that come to the show, they've never seen auto machine in person, and I think back to my first experience walking around, I was in awe, wow, this I can do more than what I'm actually doing now, but I never would know without coming to a show and seeing the machines and stuff in action. So that's the beauty of this whole thing. It's great to be able to do it, and we definitely have to do it safely.
100%. They're taking good precautions. I mean, you gotta either have a negative test, have your vaccination card. They're requiring masks. It's a big open space.
Yep.
I think they're leaving some doors open actually, so it's gonna have some good air circulation in here. What's always, this whole thing's been interesting to me because there's a lot of fear, and rightly so. COVID's been a horrible event in our lives. You never want to go through something like this, but it's interesting, the fear. And then you go on Instagram and Facebook or whatever, and people have got pictures of them at restaurants and bars and their Christmas celebration and this and this and this, and I'm like, it feels safe, in comparison to going to a bar right after Christmas. And obviously everyone's got to make sure to take care of themselves and stay as safe as possible. But I'm glad we could all come together and make this happen for sure. And rock.
My man.
We're gonna work on it. We're gonna keep working on it.
Baby
Good
steps.
at this.
Baby steps. There you go. So, we talked about the show changes. Anything specific from your perspective, / anything that you've talked to Mr. Turner, Russ, the show director, anything that is new that people should be aware of and really get the most out of their experience at the show?
They're still doing all the education upstairs. So if you're coming, take advantage of the education that they're offering. We've got a lot of education in the booth as well. Take advantage of that. If you're going to come here and be here, don't just browse. Get involved, get deep into it, have conversations with people. Don't be afraid to ask questions. We definitely see a lot of that where folks kind of just sort of linger and they're in awe. Our folding line's going right now, and
and I have to say
it's the most
really
mesmerizing thing ever.
Yeah, it's really awesome.
But they won't ask, and so make sure, be involved, participate, go to the networking events if you feel comfortable, and meet new people.
Right. And I think to add to that, exactly what you said. So you get to meet the reps, definitely need to ask questions. The size of the show now, you should probably get a lot more interaction from somebody from the company right now than you did in 2020 because it was bananas, but also the networking events and the relationships with other printers that you get. Those are things because you can help somebody at the same time that you can learn from somebody else. And, we all go through the same trials and tribulations as, business owners and as print shops and different things like that, maybe a sales rep or somebody that works at a company can't help you with, but the person next to you having that beer, it's hey, I already added fulfillment to my shop. Here's what's going good for me. Here's what I would do if I were you. Here's what I would change and what I'm doing. So having those conversations are very, very valuable.
100%. You never know when you're going to need to lean on another shop, right? You could get an order somewhere on the East Coast, not be able to get it there on time, but you met someone at one of these shows that has a shop on the East Coast, you pick up the phone, let's make money together.
Yep.
And everyone wins, and these relationships last a lifetime.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another big thing, which is awesome.
Because they're rock solid.
They're rock solid relationships. They're built on a rock solid foundation.
Yeah. Build your house on the rock.
Yeah.
That's biblical.
That was one of the best lines you've ever written.
Thanks.
It was fantastic.
Thanks. I can't take credit. It was Old Testament, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I think.
good job.
Good job plugging it in, changing the spelling.
Yeah, there you
They'll
go.
get me. They'll get me. Yeah.
Well, cool.
Commercial?
Let's take another quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will continue talking about t-shirt side
And
hustle.
Hustling, baby.
Hustle. Rock on.
Every day we're
We'll be right back.
To prepare for installation like the pros, get your free download of the Auto Installation Success Guide ebook at rock.us so you can find out precisely what is needed to ensure the smoothest install of your new or new-to-you automated rock equipment.
So I want to welcome everybody back to the Rock Shop Talk, your one-stop rock shop where we talk all things screen printing. I'm ROQ US President Ross Hunter. Alongside of me, as always, is our creative producer, Mr. Merrill Caps.
Hey.
And today we are talking the T-shirt hustle with Stan Banks of the T-shirt side hustle. Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome. Gosh, it was awesome. We also heard from Josh Klein over the break. Again, an amazing musician. Come check him out at the booth, Rock Booth, 1401, Friday and Saturday, 1 to 2 p.m. And he'll blow your socks off and get you all kinds of ready for seeing Coolio and Gallo that evening and Saturday.
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
We also have, I forgot to mention, they just walked in. We have Rock International here with us in the booth.
Yes.
The CEO of Rock International, Fernando Pinto, is here with us. Joao Sa, our North American rep. We've got a lot of technicians here from Portugal as well. So come out and meet these folks. I mean, it's kind of cool to see the minds behind the machines.
Those are the conversations I like to be a part of,
Yeah.
to have and meet, because some value that's outside of what we do, but just the mindset of culture and just the different questions that you can ask about running a business and scaling businesses. Just business advice. So when you meet these people, make sure you got a few questions in your toolkit.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
And they're absolutely marvelous people. They're brilliant. Some of my favorite coworkers I've ever gotten to work with, and it's been an amazing relationship, even being across the world.
Absolutely.
It's really cool.
And we are going to have, on the note of Portugal,
Yep.
we are planning to, I should say that lightly with COVID right now, but we are planning to have a client trip to Portugal in May. We did this 3 years ago. We took about 40 customer partners out to Portugal, and we had seminars. We did a tour. It's a 30,000 square meter facility in 8 different buildings, all multi-level.
Wow.
And you get to see them.
Rock now.
There you go.
Rock
See?
go to Portugal.
Well, we're gonna teach seminars, so you could come and teach some side hustle.
Nice.
Would actually be kind of cool.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
But you get to see these people take raw steel and turn it into what you're looking at in front of you right now. It's just so insane.
The price that we buy a t-shirt for, if you follow what happens with the fabric and the
Oh,
yarn,
gosh.
you will appreciate it. You won't be complaining about the 20 cents that you gotta understand that it's a long process. and a lot of hands and a lot of machinery, but the price that we're able to buy t-shirts on and then go sell for the profit that we sell them at, it's just amazing. Like that stuff it fascinates me, you know, to see the process of something coming to life.
Absolutely.
So awesome.
Absolutely. So, what's next for you?
Yeah.
What's next for the t-shirt side hustle?
I want to bridge the gap. You know, right now I'm putting a team together for just t-shirt styles outside of my own shop, but I want to bridge the gap. And the way that I kind of look at it is I want to bridge the gap from the home to the large screen print shop, you know, which is for me, if I talk about other platforms, like where does a person out of their house go before they get to print machines?
So that like
bridge the gap. I want to help them get to the point where they can become whatever size shop they want to be or start that process. And I think that's what's important because, you know, a lot of information, you know, it's a lot of great YouTubers out there that are doing great things like Rich from Hustle Ninjas, John Santos, Lee Stewart, a lot of people doing great things on the internet. And we all have individual success and people that we've helped, but really building that community and connecting it in a way that, you know, hey, I can help you get to the house, and at some point you're gonna outgrow what I'm able to teach you.
Right.
And now you graduate on, and then what happens? You know, those are the people that they start.
That's
with
the scary phase, man. That's when you gotta like start reading a lot of books.
Yeah.
Going to a lot of seminars and talking to a lot of people that know a lot more than you do.
Yeah, and you'll be surprised. You know, like people just don't even know about shows. You know, like, hey, where can I find a list of shows? So I got to put a list together on my website to say, here are the industry shows that are going on, because they have no idea what is out there outside of what they see on the internet. You know, so that is what I'm focused on, and you know what my mission is for at least 2022. Maybe even 2023, but building a place where you can come to learn, and then you also want to inspire people and have some of the people who are maybe a part of Print Hustlers now, they're ready to go into their next phase, but they can come back and say, you know, hey, I was in your shoes, you know, a couple of years ago. I had one guy walk up to me and say, 2 years ago, I didn't know anything about printing. You know, he's pulling up like his credit card processes. Like, I did like $270,000 2 years ago. I didn't know anything about printing. This is retail. And this isn't even the other portion of my business where I'm just like printing. So it's like, it was amazing to see stuff like that. So it's a lot of stories that, you know, people that don't get to hear or see, but, you know, the possibilities are endless.
That's awesome, man.
I love that.
Getting that information out there is just crucial.
It elevates yourself. It elevates the entire thing. All of us do better work. We're motivated to do better work. It's just really inspiring.
And we know how to find the information. I mean, that's always the problem, right? It's even like books to read. Like, you're like, I want to own a business. I want to be successful. I mean, where do you even start? Because there are probably hundreds of thousands of books, right? But it's about that networking. It's about seeing what other people have done and trying to put it in practice. And you made a point a minute ago where you said, you know, that the people watching, you know, what you're putting out need to figure out what kind of shop or how big of a shop or how big of a business they want to own. And that just stuck out in my head because that's one thing that a lot of people don't actually sit with themselves and figure out, you know, am I doing this to become a billionaire? Am I doing this to, you know, provide for my family? Am I doing this so I don't have to work anymore? Like, what is the end game? And if you don't have that defined, you get lost in growth because you're always thinking about reinvesting, growing, and then you get there and you've got, let's say,
but you don't even know where there is.
You don't know where there is,
exactly.
But you get to a point, and I'll be honest, I mean, I've gotten there in one of my own businesses myself, which is I'm tired. I grew too much, and now I've got to deal with the headache of what that is. And you want to understand what that headache is before you get there, and then you want to plan to actually go into it. So
that is like a huge thing, you know. If you don't know where you're going, how you know when you get there, right? So that is a huge piece of it, and that's where the organized comes in. Organized and just knowing what you want. You know, I walked in the shop for 13 autos and seen one machine down, and the owner is like flipping his head, going crazy and stuff like that. But then I walked in shops where they're small and they're happy with just being able to do what they're doing. And I think, you know, finding that level of comfort for yourself, understanding what it looks like is really, really important, because you definitely want to know where you're headed to, just so you can, you know, have a roadmap to get there. But when you get off course. If you don't know where you're going, you might, get an opportunity, you end up over here, and what do you go back to say, hey, you know what? That's probably not going to get me where I ultimately want to go. And we find ourselves doing that. And that's where, like, my life as an entrepreneur, a hustler, it was just like, man, I was just waking up and going.
It's easy to do that.
Yeah, just go and go. And then you always put some stuff off and you forget about it. And then you look at, some notes you had from the beginning of the year. You're like, man, I didn't do that at all. I forgot that. So those things are really, really important.
It's so easy to get so overwhelmed so quickly. And then you're so buried in the idea that you don't even start because it's so daunting.
Yeah. It's like painting.
Yeah.
You look at it for too long and you end up adjusting. By the time you're done, you throw it away. And we don't want to throw our businesses away. I mean, we want good, successful companies.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping that's the goal.
Yeah. And lastly, don't work hard just to work hard. Like we get caught up in making money, but what are you making money for? I told you what my roots was just to help people make $300,000, $500,000 just so the bills hit a little less. You know, you can make a lot more, and I knew how much I could make in my business doing all the work myself. But ultimately, when you identify that stuff, like what piece of it, should I pay myself? Yeah, you should pay yourself. I don't care if it's $50, but that's a goal. Right. And then it can increase over time. But a lot of people end up robbing their businesses because they're not paying themselves, but they're taking the money out and doing it anyway. It's like you're defeating the purpose of what's going on. And, it's all your money, et cetera, but like just having some of these basic principles, that the way to look at things. And I'm not talking about the large scale of like articles of incorporation and like what I'm dealing with now, like workers' comp. I gotta pay how much for workers' comp? I don't even know if I want to hire this person anymore. Like it's like, so those are just little things, man. Do not work hard just to work hard.
Work smart.
Question.
That's awesome, man. So if you wanted everyone listening today to learn one thing about you and or your brand, what would it be? And where can people find you? On YouTube and obviously other social channels as well.
Yeah, they can find me at T-Shirt Styles everywhere. So T-Shirt Styles on YouTube and on Instagram. Soon to be on TikTok. I'm still learning that piece of it all. And for myself, it's like I am the situation where everybody came from. And what I'm doing is not an anomaly. I just was consistent enough, to do it and to believe in myself when nobody else looked around. So I think, as long as you're doing something, that's the most important. If you say you want to do something, just do it, and I don't mean to be Nike cliche, but in all honesty, I wouldn't be here if I didn't turn the camera on with my oversized button-up security shirt on and saying, welcome to T-Shirt Side Hustle, And my first videos were horrible. They were horrible. But I put them out in the world, and I knew my mission was to help people, and I went on that mission. Against what people may think should happen. If you show up every day, you be consistent, you get incrementally better at everything that you do.
Absolutely.
My screen print journey is no different than my YouTube journey, man. Right. Standing on screens and using them, washing them out in the tub. Didn't know I probably should have did that, but
Did you ruin a bathroom? Yes, I've seen that so many times. Whole tub surrounds trash.
My mom wanted her dryer back. It's like I can't load the dryer with this thing over my head. But I was out doing things, and if I would have never took the initiative, the step to start doing things and do it consistently and show up and solve problems and do all those things, I wouldn't be here. And as long as you're doing something, you can figure it out along the way.
I'd like to add to that because frequently people worry often about the way things look, the way things come out. I would advise to, like you did, just do the work. That stuff's going to come. But if you lead and continue with your mission, like you talked about, like consistently bringing why you're doing it, no matter how you show up, like we're doing. We've had technical difficulties today. Whatever.
We're here.
Yep. We're here. We're doing it. And the point is, if people are getting the point of why you're doing it, that's going to be the bottom line. And that's why they're going to keep coming back and have that relationship reinforced. So, well said.
And don't be afraid. We fail at things all the time. And you just got to fail forward. And that's my number one thing with all of our team members. It's like, it is okay to fail. It's okay to fail in business. Just pick yourself back up. And don't be afraid, though. I mean, it's so easy to get in your head, like, I shouldn't make this move, or I shouldn't that move from the garage to the next space, right? I mean,
Right.
that's scary. Go see Tony Robbins. I'll tell you, just walk across the coals and do it. I mean, and I'll be frank, when you make those risks and those moves, they kick your own ass to do better at what you're trying to achieve anyway, because you have no choice now. The more pressure you put on your business, generally the better it's going to succeed over time, because you have to. It's, so that's awesome advice. Well,
Shall we?
we've got a booth to finish. So
We gotta
setting up
set
still.
up the booth.
So I wanted to thank everyone that's out there live
Yeah. Thank
for
you so
joining
much.
us. And thank you, Stan, for coming on the show and joining us here. Exciting
Absolutely. It's a thrill.
to walk the show too and see what else is new out there for myself. So enjoy the experience here at Long Beach. Come join us at Long Beach.
Join
if you
us.
haven't bought a plane ticket yet,
They cheap. They're still cheap.
they're cheap. Go get a ticket. Come out and see us.
And if you can't join us, we'll continue to do these lives throughout sporadically. So
we're going to actually do a tour of the booth, right?
For sure.
At some point in time. So
Yeah.
we'll do a live
Once
tour of
all
the
the
booth.
trash magically disappears.
Yes,
Indeed.
once it looks well enough for me to want to turn a camera around, we will tour the booth so everyone that's out there remote can see what's going on and be a part of that too. So
hit us up on social. Ask us any questions. We'll be in touch throughout the entire event. And if there's a way we can get information to you that we don't know ourselves, we'll be happy to do that as well.
and press onward. The show must rock on.
Oh, look at you!
Oh,
2 for 2.
look, it happened.
Oh,
And stay safe out there, everyone.
thank you for being our partner and friends.
Absolutely.
Rock on!
All right.
Cheers,
rock on.
everyone.
Rock on.
Thanks to Stan Banks of T-Shirt Side Hustle and Josh Klein of Funk Norris and Music Maker Guitar for joining us today. As always, thank you for spending time with us this week, and thank you for trusting us as your partner in print. Tune in at your convenience wherever you listen to your podcast by searching Rock Shop Talk. If you'd like to request to be on the show, please visit rock.us/rockshoptalk. If you found today's episode helpful, please recommend it to a friend who you think may find it helpful as well. Please like, share, and subscribe on social media. Until next time, rockers, press onward.